And we're back with episode 5 of Dawg Football Weekly. It's your host, Reed, with your co host.
Russ.
And our two guests today are all region all star football player Brody McDaniel
Hey guys.
and our um, region offensive player of the year. Say your name.
Kirk Perk in the building. No, I'm just kidding. Hunter Kirkler right here in the building.
You heard it here. Kirk Perk. He's here. The man, the myth, the legend. Well, gentlemen, how are we feeling about the game tonight?
I don't even think it's gonna be that big of a game. Georgia's gonna go run away with it.
I like that. Hunter?
I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna go away from what everybody's saying. I like Georgia. I like Georgia's their odds to win this game, but I'm gonna go with TCU pulling out a close game, first quarter. I will get back to that, but I'm just telling you, I think TCU's gonna pull it out in the end.
Really?
Yeah, I really do.
You're the first person I've legitimately heard say that, but I think it's a reasonable take. What's your score?
Wearing purple today too.
Well, do you want me to tell you the reason I think that? Reed?
Sure.
Okay, look, this is what I take from it. Okay, if we go back to the last game and we go and watch JJ McCarthy against, Max Duggan. All right, JJ in the first quarter, I think they had two pick sixes, or it might have been first and second.
One pick six, and
then
a pick six in the fourth.
Yeah, pick six in the fourth. Okay, well, I'm just saying the DBs that TCU has, one's going to be a first round draft pick this year, and the next year their number one, their lockdown that's going to be on. Is it God? How am I? Is it God? How am I saying it?
Travius.
No, y'all's number one wide receiver. What's his name? Number 5.
Oh, Donnie Mitchell.
Mitchell. Yeah. Okay, he's gonna be on him, and that's strapped. I hate to tell you that he ain't going nowhere all night. Lockdown. I hate to tell you. Brock Bowers is gonna have a big game.
I hate to tell you. I hate to tell you.
Nobody can guard that man.
Okay,
this man, this Thor Award winner, I get it. LaDainian Tomlinson's nephew. I get it. He hadn't seen anybody close to a Donnie Mitchell all year. Donnie Mitchell hadn't played any football all year, really.
Yeah, I mean you're right, but I'm just saying I'm gonna let Birdie talk, and we'll get back to what I think later. But just keep up with it when the game's going on tonight. Y'all be like, dang, he was right.
My take is everyone's gonna be keying in on Donnie Mitchell because he's the guy, he's the best player. But Brock Bowers, he's not gonna do anything until the second half. Yeah. But my take, Kyrus Jackson, our hometown guy, 2 touchdowns, 200 yards.
Somebody else got me.
2 touchdowns, 200 yards from Kyrus. And McConkey's going to have just one big touchdown.
Our coach coached Kyrus Jackson.
That's right. That's
right. Shout out Coach Campbell.
Made him who he is today. Anyway. So, Brody, I didn't even hear a score prediction from you. What are you thinking?
Score prediction 42-17.
That's reasonable.
2 rushing touchdowns from Max Duggan and a field goal in the first quarter.
All in the first quarter?
No. Just a field goal in the first quarter.
I was about to say that.
2 rushing touchdowns in the second half.
Yeah, I like that. Gentlemen, I forgot to ask you in the beginning, how has the basketball season been treating you?
Basketball, we're getting there. We'll be there. We're getting where we need to be at this time of the season. We've lost some close ones, lost some larger deficit ones, but everyone's kind of come together as a team towards the end of the season. Got some region play coming up. Got a big region game this Friday and a home match this Tuesday or tomorrow against Fullington. That we need to pack that one out. So if y'all listen to this, pull up to the Hornet's Nest. Kirk, you got anything to say about that?
Yeah, y'all be there, be loud. Birdie's gonna score like 40 like always, and everybody else will try to score at least 10. It rarely happens, but it's okay. But yeah,
more like 2.
Okay, yeah, you're right, Reed. And Reed's gonna go 1 for 1. Keep that streak going. That's my boy. Russ gonna hit him with 3. Anyways, but I want to feed in on my score prediction real quick. Let me go.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go 42-48. TCU wins.
Wow. Are you taking
late minute TCU wins?
Overtime or just
no last minute TCU wins because Georgia's gonna be up at halftime though. Georgia's gonna be up at halftime. TCU's gonna win. If you go look at TCU's game, if Georgia's up at halftime, this is what I'm thinking. TCU's going to pull out a late one, or Georgia's going to either beat the dog crap out of them, like Birdie has said.
TCU.
I mean, Georgia's going to beat the dog crap out of TCU.
What's scary about TCU is they know how to play from behind.
Yeah, Georgia don't.
Georgia, you haven't seen them behind except in games like Missouri and Ohio State. Now they've shown our key word last week. What was our word, Russ?
I don't remember.
Resilience.
Oh, resiliency. Yeah, that's right.
Our key word was resiliency last week, and we've seen a lot of it from this team. I think, if TCU jumps out, even if I give them 3-score advantage, say 17 points, I'm not worried about this Dogs team. But TCU, the thing that scares me the most is they can come back, and they're a great team playing from behind. And that's going to be something we're going to have to watch. And, Georgia cannot become complacent in that second half, and they can't take the foot off the gas because this team will come back. What do you guys think about that?
I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention, but I do got one thing to say. One thing that it does worry me rooting for Georgia tonight, because I'm an Alabama fan. What worries me for Georgia is, normally we'll go to last year. Last year they played a good team in Alabama in the SEC championship, and they lost that one. And they come back in the national championship game, and they played an almost perfect game and beat them. And I think them playing LSU in the SEC championship this year is going to hurt them because they haven't really had to be in a game until Ohio State, and they were really scaring us then. So that's my take on that. But I still got Georgia blowing them out.
Yeah, Russ. What you think's going to happen, Russ?
I've already given most of my take, but Georgia's going to beat the dog crap out of them, in my opinion.
I mean, I see that, but I'm not just doing that because I'm a Florida fan. I'm just saying, like, you got to give the podcast a little different outlook than some people.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if I had to go, I think they're giving I think it's 12 points on the spread for TCU.
Yeah.
And 12.5. So I'm going to say that, TCU either pulls out a late touchdown run by Max Duggan, or, I mean, it's just Max Duggan's going to play a good game, and if he don't, they're going to get dog crap beat out of them.
I mean, that's
if they don't catch the ball like they did against Michigan, this ain't Michigan. Like,
I mean, hey, it's no question. Max Duggan's going to come to play. He's the guy. He's the guy.
If he don't, he's going to throw 2 interceptions.
Yeah, well, it wasn't his fault though. Interceptions, they dropped the ball, went straight through their hands. But
how do you think TCU's speed will match up with Georgia's speed?
That's
fine. One of those strengths everybody's talked about on that defense.
TCU's not ready for anything Georgia's about to bring at them. They've been playing Pac-12 this whole time.
Big 12.
Big 12, whatever. Anything that isn't SEC don't matter to me because SEC is the only football in the nation that matters. So if you ain't playing SEC teams, you're not ready for the big game. So I know they beat Michigan, but Michigan's another one of those teams that just not an SEC team. I mean, I feel confident I could put any SEC team in there that's not like Vanderbilt or Auburn, Missouri. Missouri kind of gave y'all a little run, but I ain't gonna talk about that. But I would feel confident in any SEC team that's like a decent team in the SEC, if you get what I'm saying. And I would still bet on them over TCU this year.
What gives me a lot of confidence is that TCU doesn't blow anybody out. They don't amaze me at anything really.
They're fundamental.
They're a fundamental football team.
Very well coached.
Sonny Dykes is one of the best coaches in college football in his first year.
They're fun to play. That first quarter, I promise you, Georgia don't score much. But after that, it's over with. They're going to get tired.
I do agree with that. I agree Georgia's going to come out and they're going to shell shock them. But
I got Georgia.
Georgia's still going to just bring it together and roll.
I got Georgia up 21-0 at the end of the first.
I hope not.
And I have them up.
You better hope not.
21-0 into the first quarter.
Yeah.
And at halftime, I'm saying
my halftime score is 14-3.
That's a good one.
That's solid. And I think they blow it open in the second half.
Like I said, the 2 rushing touchdowns are going to come in the second half for Max Duggan.
Yeah. That's interesting. Both of you picked Max Duggan as a runner. That's what I'm most concerned about tonight is how they contain him.
It's scary for Georgia's defense because did not contain C.J. Stroud very well. And Max Duggan, he's just like C.J. Stroud except he'll go out there and run you over. So.
Yeah, he's a hitter. Anyway, well, tonight we're going to do a little something different. I don't know if any of our listeners are into sports betting, but we're going to call our head gambling expert, William Smith, and he's going to let us know. his expert picks for tonight.
Hello.
Hey, William.
Hello.
William?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Give us your picks. Are you taking the over or the under tonight?
Well, you see, tonight I have 3 bets going. I have a 6-man, a 5-man, and a 2-man. In Georgia, it's legal to bet on the outcomes of games. You have to bet on individual players. So, you just got to make do.
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Would you like to take a quick intermission for the weather?
Let's take an intermission for the weather.
Do what?
Okay. The weather in Los Angeles right now is 53, but it feels like 50 and it's cloudy. There's rain likely for several hours and potential flooding rains.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
There's also,
Thank goodness
9
there's a
miles
roof
per
over
hour
their
wind.
head.
I know.
Thank goodness.
Because there's also 9-mile-per-hour winds.
Wow.
9.
That's a lot, Reed.
Like Reed said, thank goodness there's a roof.
Thank
goodness for that roof, baby. Thank you.
Thank
That's our.
goodness there's a roof.
That is our head weather woman, Elle Smith, on the call.
That's right.
Um,
So back to the bets for tonight. So I did some talk with my partner. I think we came up with some pretty good stuff. It's his birthday actually tonight, by the way. I'll go wish Tillman Do a happy birthday.
Shout out, dude.
So my first pick, 2 picks for the night on this 2-man is I have Max Duggan over 33.5 pass attempts, as well as Stetson Bennett the 4th over 20.5 pass completions. I think that should be a lock, me personally. Then my 5-man start off with Griffin Kell, TCU's kicker. We have him over 1.5 field goals made. Stetson Bennett again with more than 10.5 rush yards. Then after that, we have Quentin Johnson less than 8.5 receiving yards. I think he's going to get locked down tonight, me personally. He had a good game last week, but I don't think he can do it 2 weeks in a
who
row.
do you think covers the most of the night?
What'd you say?
Who do you think is going to cover it most of the night?
Hopefully all of them, so I make some money. I also have Kenny McIntosh over 64.5 rush yards. He should get that pretty easy. Then we have the man Brock Bowers over 4.5 receptions. I need him to have a good game tonight. And that's it for my 5-man. And my 6-man, we have Jack. Don't know how to say his last name. Georgia's
Podlesny?
kicker over 1.5 field goals made. Jalen Carter over 3 tackles and assists. Then after that, we have Max Duggan more than 10 rush attempts. I mean, Dawg's going to be chasing him around all night long. He's not ready for it. And I think Brock Bowers going to score a touchdown, so we have him over 1.5 receiving touchdowns. We need that one bad. We got Stetson Bennett with more than a 23.5 fantasy score. And to finish it off, Kenny McIntosh over 17.5 fantasy score. That does it for my bets.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. Our gambling expert, William Smith, gives his exclusive picks for tonight's game. Thank you, William, and enjoy the football
good
game.
Good night. Thanks for having me, and y'all pull on the dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. How are we feeling about the game?
Feeling confident. Dogs are going to win. No doubt in my mind.
I'm excited. All I think is that if Georgia is that, I think
we're having a microphone malfunction. Excuse us for that issue.
if Georgia establishes that run game early and gets the ball to Brock and spreads it out like Stetson normally does, it'll be a good game. But I think we can all realize that we can all say that if Stetson does what he did last game, it ain't gonna be pretty. But TCU's just gotta be smart if they want to win. But I think they will. I think they will.
Well, thank you for joining us today, gentlemen. That's going to do it for today's episode of Dawg Football Weekly. We hope you enjoyed our championship exclusive pregame show. We will be back tomorrow to discuss tonight's hopefully monumental championship game, and we will give you our expert analysis on what happened. Our guest tomorrow will be head JV coach Wyatt Young, back by popular demand. We will see you there.